Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a Money Monday reading for the next month. So this is a prosperity spread. I will be putting the cards out here in a moment, but I just wanted to show you that we are doing this green candle. Green in candle spells is for prosperity and wealth, and so in candle magic, that's what this is for, and I am burning it for all of us. So we'll go ahead and get into our readings. I'll put the cards out here and you can choose your pile, but I wanted to show this to you to begin with so you know what is going on. All right, so we lit our candle, we set our intention, now we have our 4 groups. So just to let you know, this is a pick a card reading, and if you are new to pick a card readings, you get to pick the card, number, or object. I will be placing objects here in a moment. That resonates with you, and then I have timestamps down below. You can pick the timestamp and go to that reading. So this is the moment where you get to engage your intuition, and then you meet me at your card reading and I engage my intuition to read the cards for you. I have 4 options for you. These 2 actually are using the same cards, just they're 2 decks in different orders, and these 2 are using the same decks just in different orders. So I pulled, so we have, so just to give you an idea that these are going to be the same cards and these are going to be the same cards. So for group 1, if you like to pick with objects, I'm placing the objects now. And group 1, this is a Goldstone heart. For group 2, this is a blue aura quartz cluster. For group number 3, we have this is a moss agate moon. And for group number 4, this is probably the most natural stone on here. This is a citrine point. And the reason I said that's the most natural stone is Goldstone is man-made, even though it's like really pretty and glittery. Aura quartz is quartz that they have plated. I'm not sure what blue aura quartz is plated with. It's they like, there's a process they go through that they plate the quartz with to get like this color. And moss agate is natural, but obviously the moon shape is not natural. And then citrine, it does come in like these crystalline points, even though this has been polished. So just to give you an idea of the stones behind them. But they all have energy, and so whatever looks good to you or resonates with you, that has messages for you. If you still are not sure which pile to select, I invite you to do a breathing exercise with me. So go ahead and close your eyes and breathe in and release. And set the intention that you are going to hear what you need to hear, what prosperity messages that you are meant to hear. Go ahead and breathe in again. Release any tension and open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn to, that is the reading for you. And I will meet you at your reading. Thank you. Hello group 1, this is if you picked the Goldstone heart or the number 1, or you liked the way the cards looked, this is your group. So the first card I'm going to pull is from this deck, and it is the Hanged Man in reverse, and this is your current energy. You are ready to really get out there. You're ready to get moving, because the Hanged Man is a card of just holding on and looking at maybe things from a new perspective and waiting. And when we have it in reverse, it feels like you have made a decision and you're really getting ready to move on that decision, and that's your current energy. champing at the bit, champing at the bit. That is actually a lot of people say chomping, but it's champing. That is the correct way to say that. And it is just like you're more than ready. You're here at the starting gate. You kind of like it bursting at the seams, ready to go here with this prosperity. So let's take a look at maybe some energy from the past, some lessons from the past. What do we have for some lessons from the past? And let's get current obstacles. Okay, so yeah, I think you're really ready. You understand that this is about, the Magician is about manifesting things. It is about seeing yourself as the Magician. It is about creating new things. You think that you're ready to go, and in the past I feel like you've closed some things out and you've been pretty successful. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, end of a cycle. So this could be like you're ending a job prospect. You feel like you're ready to go because something has ended. And that's the lesson from the past here is you've gone through a cycle, you've gone through things, and it feels like it's trying to start something brand new. But your obstacle is maybe you don't really know how powerful you are or exactly where to get started. The Magician is somebody who creates everything. They have all of the elements at their disposal. This is a very, very powerful card. Actually, all of them are. I'm looking at you have 3 major arcana cards to go with right now. So this new endeavor that is going on for you starting here in June is going to be, it's like a big thing. It's not a minor thing. It's a really big thing. It just seems like though you don't feel like you're ready, or you feel like you need some more training, or you kind of maybe have imposter syndrome. That's what the Magician in reverse is. It's not really tapping into your full potential and your full power. And the thing is though, like you want to do this, you're really ready to do it. It just, we'll get some more cards out here to get some more advice going on this and dig into this Magician reversed a little deeper. But what is coming out right now is, is there going to be an ideal time? Are you ever going to feel like you're fully ready? It feels like you need to start taking steps. It almost has kind of like a fake it till you make it thing. And then all of a sudden you'll look up and you start going through the motions. You start kind of like channeling the type of person that could handle the situation that you're going into. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, wow, I am swimming. I'm actually doing this. I'm doing the work. And you slowly become that person that you need to be, that the Magician is. It is there, the power is there, it's just yours to be tapped into. So the first step to improving this situation, what is our first step here for group 1? We've got strength. Look at this, another major arcana card. Strength is all about taming that inner beast. It's taming your mind. The Magician, I said something about, I'm not saying, okay, so intrusive thoughts can come with this, but imposter syndrome. That's what I said, where you don't feel like you are really that powerful. It kind of reminds me a little bit though of something that Steve Jobs said. And he was a visionary, and maybe he wasn't the nicest person ever, probably not the best father, whatever, but he was an amazing businessman. And what he said, what he learned, or what he really looked around and decided is that all of these people who made things or created things, created these systems, created like all of these people that you might look up to in government, all of these people that you might look up to because you think that they know something about the universe or the way that things work or the way that business is. Nobody is really, they're just people. They're not any smarter than you. They are just a person too. And that's kind of why it was coming up with the like kind of fake it till you make it kind of thing. If it makes you feel more powerful to dress in a certain way, and then help you channel that energy to move forward into this, whether this is a business endeavor, a new job, whatever this new, because it feels like it's brand new. It feels like you've been sitting on the sidelines and it's go time. Like you feel like it's go time, but you also kind of have like you're like, I don't know if it's go time. I don't know if I'm ready. You are ready. You need to dig deep into your strength. You need to, these intrusive thoughts that might be coming in that's telling you that you're not ready. You need to mute that in your mind and really tap into that version of yourself that is doing this right now. Sasha Fierce. Do you know who Sasha Fierce is? Sasha Fierce is Beyonce's alter ego. So when she has doubts about herself, or when she doesn't feel, yeah, I know, right? Beyonce. When she doesn't feel like she can accomplish something, she taps into that alter ego that she has named Sasha Fierce. And so what is your alter ego? What is it gonna do to help you like tap into this strength energy? Whoa. I didn't even ask my question yet. So the next question I'm going to ask for is opportunities. The opportunities that are coming for you. Look at this again. We have the Lovers. This is another major arcana card. This is a huge step for you. This is really huge. And it's really interesting that the Magician and the Lovers both come in here because it in reverse, because it feels like you have some doubts, like you really want to get ready. And I think the only thing that's holding you back right now are these intrusive thoughts or these doubts. The opportunities that are going to come for you, when we have the Lovers in reverse, I don't really feel like this should be in reverse. I just feel like it's coming out in reverse because of your doubts. You're doubting yourself. I feel like there are other people that, because I think that you might think that you're in a unique situation, that you really want something, and who else would believe you, or who else would think that you would want this. And I think once you start opening up, you're going to start seeing this whole maybe new realm of people, this new, you're going to start finding these opportunities. You're going to start finding these people that you really just kind of click with, and you vibe with, and the energy is right there for you. I just feel like though that's what the Lovers represents here in this career reading. I feel like it came out in reverse because we've got this doubt. But fake it till you make it, to dip into this strength. It is, again, this is yours to claim. This is yours to go out and get, and it's yours to claim. And then, is there someone who can help you? We've got the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups came out in reverse. Six of Cups talks about nostalgia. It talks about your background. It talks about people that you have known. And when it comes out in reverse, and I'm asking like who can help you, I think there's going to be new people that you discover that can help you, that you might be holding back right now because you don't actually know these people. But once you set that intention and you move forward in this, I think you're going to find who it is that you're looking for, And the Lovers suggests this too. Even if you doubt it, you're gonna find the people that are just gonna like help you along the way. And it's, I love this particular Six of Cups because it is, you know, a boy and his dog, and then a man and his dog, like they grew up together. And I feel like this isn't somebody that you know, this is somebody that you know from your past when it's upright. But I feel like when we have the Six of Cups here, it's reversed, so it is going to be somebody new, but you're going to grow up with them. Like in this new endeavor, you're going to help each other out. As an example, for me doing YouTube, you know, that's just one aspect of what I do, but I've made connections with other people who do YouTube, and we bounce ideas off of each other, and it's a lot of fun. So, another thing that I do, like in another aspect, because I have like a bunch of people compartmentalized, another aspect would be, I love stock trading. So I do have a group of people that I have found through stock trading, and we bounce ideas off of each other. And I feel like this too, and you might find somebody who's like doubting themselves as well, but together you come together and you know, form this alliance. And then let's see, I've got like one final tarot card, and then I'm gonna pull a different card. And this, okay, I love this for you. Because especially in this deck where it says death and reverse, death and rebirth, and this came out for you. So the advice for you, don't be afraid to look at yourself in a new way. And look at this, this is also another major arcana card. So this is telling me that this is a major glow up for you. This is a big deal. It feels like it's a really big deal. And that's why you're like so excited about it. But that's also because, you know, exuberance can only take us so far, right? Your doubt is super heavy here, but don't worry. Like once you start moving, and the, you know, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is here is like, hey, you know, there's no going back now. There's only moving forward. We need to move forward in this, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards. These are major, major energies. Like this is amazing. And we got them from 2 different decks. So that's why I like doing these readings with different decks, because you come up with things like this, or you find things like this. So this is a manifestation. This is money and the law of attraction cards. I'm just going to pull one of these just for a little bit more insight here on your June. And we get this one. Welcome to planet Earth. You are here to seek joy. So don't forget that. I feel like you're excited about this because it's something that you really, really want, and it's going to be fun for you. You're going to find joy and fun in this. Even this Lover's card, I feel like there's a lot of just really joy in this Lover's card, and you're going to discover like so much strength that you have. So if we were talking to you on the first day here, we would say, welcome to planet Earth. There is nothing that cannot be or do, or there's nothing that you cannot be or do or have. You, excuse me, tongue-tied. And your work here, your lifetime career, is to seek joy. As you think thoughts that feel good to you, you will be in harmony with who you really are. And I feel like, you know, these other cards are really talking about who you really are, who you are underneath everything. Even the Death card, especially in this particular Death card, I mean, it's like right into your soul of who you are. This is like a big moment for you, Group 1. We are being reborn and moving forward. And of course you have doubts, but you are so strong, and you're going to find people who are seeking joy with you. And in doing so, you will utilize your profound freedom. Seek joy first, and all of the growth that you could ever imagine will come joyously and abundantly unto you. So I love this for you, group 1. This is just really an amazing reading. It feels kind of, this is brand new stuff for you. This is a big deal, and I feel it for you that this is a big deal. That's why you have these doubts. But you absolutely have this. Just dip into this strength. This strength is so important, and I'm so happy that it's here because it talks about you already having, and even the Magician talks about you already having all of the tools that you need to succeed. It's most importantly just believing in yourself. And if you do need some validation from other people, all you have to do is start walking forward and stepping forward into this new role, and you will find them and help, everyone will glow up together. So love this for you, group 1. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 2. If you picked the Angel Aura Quartz, or you liked the number 2, or you just liked the cards that were out, welcome. And we are here to do your monthly prosperity spread. And we're going to start with this deck and ask the current energy. And we get, you are ready to go here. This is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is somebody who moves very, very quickly, sometimes without thought. So that is something to kind of pay attention to, because are you putting enough thought into the direction that you're moving? Because the Knight of Wands doesn't necessarily do that. He gets like this idea, he gets super excited about it, and he really goes after his passions, and very, very quickly. So the other thing is that he can abandon them pretty quickly too, because he's somebody who just likes to keep moving. So he might have one idea here, one idea here, one idea here, and he's very fluid, I would say, with where he wants to go and the movements that he's making. But it does talk about being pretty excited about moving forward with your goals for this month. So let's ask some more questions. What are some lessons from your past? And we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this makes a lot of sense when we have the Four of Pentacles coming in, because the Four of Pentacles talks about kind of just sitting here. Pentacles is related to money. It is related to wealth, because it is something like you're sitting on your wealth. And it feels like it is somebody who is saving, and sometimes to like a detriment, like they're being like overly cautious about things. Given the climate, the world climate of the last 2 years, of course, I think a lot of people are kind of holding on to things and holding on to things for a long time. But this is lessons from the past. So I feel like you're like, the difference between these two energies is a big deal. So are you moving too quickly away from this hold position and you're just spin? Let's get some more cards out here. So what are some current obstacles for you in regards to money and prosperity? Current obstacles for group 2. Whoa. Okay. This is way too many cards, but this is the one that came out. So this is the one that actually flipped out, and this is the Five of Swords. So our current obstacles is, Five of Swords is a conflict. So in this particular Five of Swords, we have this person kind of standing over here alone. Like he won the battle, but did he really? Because there's nobody else around him to celebrate. He's kind of like the singular person. Usually it shows a battle between people. It's kind of like you win the battle, but you lose the war. So your current obstacles are when you're coming up against some... I guess there's no better word than that. I'm like trying to think of a different word than battles, but you're coming up to some obstacles. You're coming up to some hardships. You're coming up to some battles. It is and I think it really does relate to this Knight of Wands as well. I feel like you need to hold back a little bit and maybe not just bulldoze over all the people around you. You might want to listen to the points that they make. Swords is also a suit of communication. It's a suit of logic. It is a suit of ideas. And sometimes we think that we have the right opinion and we don't listen to the opinion of others around us. Now, it's one thing if it's like coworkers, it can create like a difficult work situation. It's another thing though if it's like your partner, because having a conflict in regard to, because we're talking about wealth and prosperity and money here, having a conflict with your partner about money, you may feel like you won the argument, but did you really? If you are like humiliating the other person and it ends up creating a rift in your relationship. One of the biggest reasons for divorce is a difference of opinion on what to do with money. And I feel like the obstacle right now is that you do need to be listening to other people's opinions on it. If your ideas and your opinions on wealth and prosperity and money are so great, then you should be able to explain those to other people, and they should be able to explain their perspective to you. And sometimes you might need to agree to disagree, but everybody's opinion in this regard is important, and follow it through the logical conclusion that yes, you like won this argument, you won this battle, but did you really? Because like the Five of Swords is like you come into this conflict, you just win. Maybe because you're the loudest, you're the most belligerent, something like that, or you just refuse to listen to anybody else. But at the end of the day, like again, you won the battle, but did you kind of lost the war. And a better way to approach this would be to be open and to listen to somebody else's opinion. And again, like if yours is the best idea or the best opinion, you wouldn't need to push it so hard. You wouldn't need to bulldoze it through. You can be very logical and not as emotional. And it's really interesting, I think, the suit of swords, because it's supposed to be a suit of logic, but it is so tied to emotions sometimes. That we need to really recognize the difference between our logic and our emotions in when we're expressing ourselves and what we really need to tell other people and what we expect them to let us know. So our first steps to improvement here, I feel like we've talked a lot about improving things, but our first steps to improvement, we have the moon. So this is the moon kind of just jumped out. It wasn't a definite reverse or upright. So I'm just feeling like the moon here is something, it's speaking more about our intuition. Your intuition about, it is very, very much connected to our emotions. And it is also something that's not easily seen. You really need to, you may have a hard time expressing exactly why you feel a certain way because you don't really know that yourself. So it's digging deep and kind of like pulling those strings of your thoughts. Like, where does this string lead me to? A very interesting conversation with somebody that I was having, like, in regard to houses. Like, I wanted a ranch house, and somebody is my husband, and he does not want a ranch house. Like, he does not want our bedrooms on the first floor. And this goes back to his grandparents lived in a really, really rough neighborhood in Chicago, and They were always on the second floor because the first floor got shot up. And I'm like, we don't live anywhere near that. But it's pulling those strings of these thoughts or of these like ideas, these programmed ideas that we have in our head, and figuring out where those came from. And I would have never in a million years, and until we like started like, well, why do you think that? Or, well, why do you not want that? Or, you know, why are you looking for this particular thing? You know, and so we started asking and digging into those questions. Did we figure out where that fear, sometimes, a lot of times it's fear, or where that thought or where that program came from? And then once you can identify it, then you can have like a healthy conversation about it. Like, is it still something that is going to bother you once you pull back the curtain and figure out where the core of that memory or where the core of that idea came from? And that's why I love the moon, because, you know, on the surface, we have all of these thoughts, we have all of these ideas, but we really need to dig deeper into those. We really need to dig into that. And that is the first step for you to improve like your communications with others, or and really improve the direction that you're going, especially with this Knight of Wands, because he does need a direction. Like, he is, again, and I'm getting the feeling here, and with the Five of Swords, I'm getting a feeling that when you are put on the right path, you are a wrecking ball. You are a force to be reckoned with, but you have to be on the right path. We need to be on the, you know, going in the right direction. And we maybe need to ask ourselves some questions. And that's what the moon is about. And dig into our intuition and why we think a certain way. And sometimes we think it's a very logical thing, but it comes, again, when I was talking about the sword, or the sword suit being so related to emotions. And the moon is very, very much related to emotions. The moon is very much, it can be very moody, but it can do things without like a clear reason or a clear way. You know, when you think about the moonlight, it's dark out. You can only see things through the moonlight, and you don't see things clearly, but you have an idea of the way that things are. And this is just asking some more questions about that so that you can understand why you feel a certain way, why you think a certain way, and then, you know, that can help point you in the right direction. Opportunities. Where can we find some opportunities for group 2? Queen of Cups. So interesting that, again, we need to get another card about emotions. The Queen of Cups is somebody who is very creative. I would say that, you know, the Knight of Wands is creative too, but in a different way. Queens create. And this queen is the Queen of Cups, so she creates the most, like, the best emotional environment for you. So it's really important that, as you know, when we're talking about prosperity, when we're talking about money, when we're talking about these things, we don't really talk about the emotions underneath it. And a lot of times we talk about our jobs and we don't talk about something that makes us feel good. But in your case, it is your joy is very much linked to your prosperity. You're feeling good about what you're doing and what you're accomplishing is very much linked to your prosperity. And I think that it has to do with your motivation. You know, a lot of times we don't like our job, or we're not happy there. We're not really motivated to work harder or to learn more or to get more skills. But you really need to follow opportunities that feel good to you. And as you do that, things are going to unfold for you. And you're going to be able to, I feel like you being in a position where you can create emotional stability, not only for yourself, but for others, is really important, and it's part of your prosperity journey. Let's see, who can help you? Okay, we've got 2 cards that came out here for the who can help you. This is really good. The 7 of Wands reversed, and then we've got another Knight. We've got the Knight of Cups. So 7 of Wands, I just want to show you what it looks like upright, and the reason that I'm saying that it's really good, because I feel like it is growth from the 5 of Swords. 7 of Wands still kind of shows somebody in a battle kind of situation, but they've drawn a line and they've got all of these people kind of coming at them. But when we have the 7 of Wands in reverse, I kind of feel like this may be somebody that you have battled with, but now that you've explained yourself and you've let them know like the emotions behind it, or kind of given them an idea of what you're trying to accomplish, like you create an advocate or you create an ally out of somebody who you thought was your enemy. And 2, I mean, when you think about knights, they are people who could, you know, possibly battle each other. So it's interesting that this card and this Knight of Cups comes out together. Now, Cups is a card of, it would be related to a water sign. So we've got Cancer, Scorpio, who's our other water sign. It will come to me here in a moment. So somebody who is a water sign, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So this could represent somebody in that vein, but really somebody who you have probably clashed with, because look, you're both going in different directions, because this is definitely you and this is somebody who can help you. And I feel like it's somebody who you have clashed with. They are a very emotional kind of thinker. Again, they could be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, or it could just be somebody who is very kind of like emotional. And it is somebody who also wants to kind of go on the same journey with you, but they didn't realize that. They didn't realize that you are in the same headspace as them until you started communicating and flowing. So I love this because, you know, knights are people who move, they do things, they go. So if you're ready to move, if you're ready to go, so is your ally here. And let's see, let's pick one more card here for final advice. Look at this, we get the World. I love it. I love the World. So I love the World as the final advice. This, first of all, the World talks about like a completion of the cycle. So you are on the right track to complete your cycle. You're on the right track to really kind of finish it. It is, maybe you have, you know, you're listening to this reading, so I imagine you've come up against some difficulties, and especially when we've got the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Wands here, I feel like there's been some battles. It has been kind of difficulty, and even in the differences between this kind of 4 of Pentacles energy and this like raring to go Knight of Wands energy, like you have had some conflict, and you're getting it together though this month. You're getting it together, you're moving it in the right direction, and you're realizing that people are not your enemies, that you have allies. And the final card I wanted to pull is this. It's out of Money and the Law of Attraction cards, and the physical me is materialized spirit. Some say that you should not want money at all because the desire for money is materialistic and not spiritual. But we want you to remember that you are here to have in this very physical world where spirit has materialized. You cannot separate yourself from the aspect of yourself that is spiritual. And while you are here in these bodies, you cannot separate yourself from from that which is physical or material. All of the magnificent things of a physical nature that are surrounding you are a spiritual nature. So I feel like this is a really great reminder, because a lot of times you're going to hear, like, you desire something better. I mean, we all do. You desire some material wealth. We all do. We desire something better for ourselves, for our families. We all do. But there are so many other people or things or institutions, I will say, like there are a lot of churches from different denominations that will say that the pursuit of money or the pursuit of prosperity or wealth is like sinful. And so that is just a card to remind you that how is it when you are taking care of yourself, when you're taking care of your family, when you want something better for yourself, when you, how is that sinful? So I just, that may not be for everybody. Some other people may understand that. I'm hearing Madonna's Material Girl in my head, and it doesn't mean that your pursuit of something material, and in fact, it's so interesting too that I'm seeing, the Queen of Cups here with this, because your idea of success is very, very much related to your idea of fulfillment, of filling your own cup. But when you can fill your own cup, and this is so related to the Queen of Cups, when you can fill your own cup, you can help fill others' cups as well. So love that. I love that for you, group 2. And I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. If you picked the number 3, or you liked this Moss Agate Moon, or maybe you just like the cards, this is your reading for your monthly prosperity spread. So we're going to do this deck first, and we're going to get a temperature basically on your current energy. So can you tell me current energy for group 3? And the deck says yes, and we have Temperance reversed. So I feel like there's some things out of whack because let me show you what Temperance looks like in this deck. This deck, it just has interesting interpretations, pretty simple, pretty easygoing, but very spot on. And Temperance is about balance. So that's why I'm saying things might feel out of whack. And Temperance says that you should look for balance. We'll get more into what might be out of balance when we get some more cards out, because I'm feeling that this is a prosperity spread. Probably the work-home life relationship is out of whack. And, just because you want prosperity, maybe for your family or for whatever reasons, usually we all want to be able to take care of ourselves, take care of our family and stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can neglect other things in your life. Now, sometimes we do need to really do that. Sometimes we're coming off of, if you're watching, graduations, things like that. So you may have really, if this isn't necessarily your circumstance, this is an example of where in graduations, people have they're really pushing for those finals, and they're really studying for those, and basically nothing else is going on in their life except for those types of things. And then once it's over, then they can kind of peek their head up and look around and see what they've been neglecting. And I feel like your current energy is one of there's some other things out there that you may be neglecting in this pursuit of prosperity. Lessons from the past. So the next card is going to be about lessons from the past. All right. We've got 2 cards. We've got lessons from the past, and then we've got our current obstacles. Very interesting. Okay, so lessons from the past. We've got the Four of Cups. So interesting because we had a Four of Pentacles in the last one. So it's interesting that our lessons, I've had 2 fours in some readings, and fours are a number of stability. They are, but they're kind of boring. And you know, sometimes people accuse Temperance upright of being boring as well. So I kind of feel like things might be a little out of whack for you because things were stagnant for so long. It's interesting that we have the Four of Cups though here, because it is that we have, like, we've got these 3 bowls that are empty and somebody is trying to hand you something and we don't necessarily see it, or we're just in a mind frame of meh, I'm not really excited to look at it. This could talk about like having some failures and not really wanting to move forward. And maybe that's why you kind of have pushed over here with, pushed a little bit maybe harder on your career or business or training for your career than you should have, because you're just tired of sitting here and feeling like nothing is happening, or it kind of feels like there's progress but it's slow progress. And you know what is really interesting is a lot of people quit when not much is happening, when their progress is slow, not realizing that progress is progress. And then we've got the High Priestess. So this is our current obstacles. When we have High Priestess in reverse, you are not connected to your intuition. You are not, there's a disconnect kind of with your gut feeling. Don't worry, these are all stuff that we're working through, okay? That's the whole point of this reading. We're gonna get you reconnected to that gut feeling. We're gonna get you balanced. We're gonna get you moving in the right direction here for your highest good, for your highest prosperity. That's the whole point, and that's why we're getting these messages coming through. So the High Priestess, she needs to connect with that gut feeling. She needs to connect. Like, I almost feel like, the Four of Cups and the High Priestess are related, because the Four of Cups is looking away from this cup that's being handed to her. And when we have the High Priestess in reverse, it's like you're not seeing the full spectrum of things. And even though this High Priestess here, she has her eyes closed, behind those eyelids, she has her eyes open, because she sees with more than her eyes. It's her whole senses. Like, nothing gets past her. She's very intelligent. She's very connected. Again, with intuition. She's very connected with deep knowledge and deep knowing. And sometimes you know something to your core, but you don't really know how you know it, and a lot of people will then ignore it. And this is not the time to ignore it. We need to tap into that. You need to tap into your deep knowing. You have a wealth of knowledge that is very deep in your guidance system here, that's going to take you where you need to go. And for whatever reason, you're not really paying attention to it. You're not seeing it. And it's time maybe for a different perspective. It's time to and you know what, it might be that we have Temperance in reverse here because you've been so hyper focused on one thing. It is time to look up from what you're doing at the rest of the world and see what's going on here. So first step to improvement. Ooh, look at that. We've got the Devil reversed. Perfect. So the first step to improvement is to acknowledge whatever attachments that you might have towards something that is really unhealthy. It's not serving you and you need to let it go. The Devil is a card, and I love that the Devil came out reversed. So this is the first step to improvement, is letting some things go. But I want to show you what this looks like upright, because it is somebody or something that is it has you kind of like working, maybe doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, you know, that isn't for your highest good, but you are either, sometimes it can be like a programming, like you learned something in a specific way and then you continue to do it over and over and over and over again without really having the knowledge of why. This actually is perfect, reminds me of a story of some monkeys. They had 5 monkeys, they put them in a cage and they had a ladder, and at the top of the ladder they put some bananas at the top. So every time a monkey climbed up that ladder, they would drench the other monkeys. So it got to a point where any monkey that tried to climb up the ladder, the other monkeys would beat him up. This became conditioning. Then they swapped out one of the monkeys. So the new monkey then would climb up the ladder, and even though the other monkeys weren't getting drenched, they would still beat up that monkey. And then they swapped them all out to the point where all of the new monkeys, none of them had ever gotten drenched, but they always beat up a monkey that was trying to climb up the ladder. The point being is, there was a behavior that was learned and you don't really know why you do it or what you do it, but something behind it controls you. And the reason I brought up that particular story with the high priestess is it's time to dig into these things and figure out, was there really a good reason why I'm doing this particular thing? Is there and where it could relate for you in a career reading is there a reason why I think that success is only a job that I go to from 9 to 5? Is there a reason why I think that success is only a job that is in finance, or only a job where I have gone to school for 13 years to become a doctor? Those types of things are things that society or parents tell us that we need to do to succeed. And it is not serving you at the moment. You need to, now some of these, that's not for everyone. Like, you could be a doctor if you want to, if you really feel like at your core, like that is your calling and that is what you want to do, then do it. I'm just using that as an example of a lot of people see that as a success, but that is not the only way to succeed. There was a guy who was talking about he was going to medical school, and he ended up dropping out because the reason he wanted to go to medical school was to help people, and he ended up finding a different calling or a different career path that really helped people. But this is why we've got the high priestess in reverse, because you need to start questioning some things. This is why we have the devil in reverse here as an opportunities spot, because there's something that's holding you back, because it's either something that has been ingrained or in the like extreme carried out of the devil. The devil would be kind of like heroin or a drug habit, and you are just doing these things, going through the motion day to day of your life so that you could feed that drug habit, okay? But it doesn't necessarily mean that. It's just something that has a hold on you, something that is controlling your behaviors, maybe even controlling your thoughts. And it's time to really start questioning that. And I feel like you know that you want to question some things, okay? This is not like a surprise to you. And if you're like, what? I don't think I, really, really have anything that's controlling me. And for like me personally, this could be like, I need to go to Starbucks every day before I can function as a person, that type of thing. So in that type of realm of, that's what the devil means. And once you start questioning what your attachments are to certain things and really digging into your intuition, you can start discovering what it is that really success means to you. It is not necessarily something that is dictated to you by society. Okay, so opportunities. Oh wait, this is the first step to improvement. Now we've got opportunities. Opportunities coming in for you, and we've got the King of Pentacles reversed. King of Pentacles is exactly who we want or what we want to be here in a prosperity spread. In any spread where we're talking about money, where we're talking about wealth, we really want to be this King of Pentacles. Pentacles deals with wealth. Pentacles deals with the material things. And the King of Pentacles is the master. He is the CEO of a company because he has gone through all of the all of the motions to make it happen. He has succeeded, he has failed, he has gotten back up, and he has done it. And he is somebody who, if you worked for him, you would totally respect him because he has been in your position, and he will never ask you something. He would never ask you to do something that he himself is not willing to do. So when the King of Pentacles comes in here in your opportunities, this is amazing. Now, the only thing is that he was reversed because I don't think that you quite have your direction set. And I feel like June is for you to do some soul searching about your career, about the opportunities that are presented to you. And once you start, because we've got the Devil and the High Priestess, these are major arcana cards, even the Temperance, and they're all reversed right now. Once you start doing this soul searching that you really need to do, and what does success look like for you? And then ask the question, well, why is that success? Does success mean that you live in this big, huge mansion? Well, no, I never thought that success was that, but that's what society says. So what you have to start questioning things and putting these things down and figuring these things out for yourself for June, because there's some really powerful energy here that you can tap into. It's just that you have to answer your own questions in your soul, okay? And that's, the King of Pentacles, that's why he came out here in reverse. I just feel like his energy is there for you to access once you start tapping into this High Priestess and figuring out what this Devil is, figuring out what it is that you're going to let go. Who can help you? And we get the Six of Pentacles reversed. So Pentacles, again, another Pentacles card here in a prosperity reading. Six of Pentacles deals with charity, and I feel like this is in reverse because you're not a charity case, but somebody's going to come in and really kind of match your energy with the Six of Pentacles. It could be somebody that you're working with. It could be somebody that you find that is doing a job that you're really interested in as well. But it's something that's very in the physical. It's something that's very material. It is like a person who is working in the field that you want to work in. And it's a reciprocal relationship. Now I think that it is again reversed here just because I feel like you're just closed off from a lot of the energy that's going around because you haven't quite figured it out what it is that you want to do yet. But these things, this energy is going to start unlocking once you start doing that work, once you start embracing this High Priestess, once you start letting go of attachments and start embracing this King of Pentacles, and you're going to start finding this person who can help you and help set you on your way. Advice, final advice. have for advice for group 3? Final advice for group 3. We've got the 9 of Swords, but it's in reverse. So the 9 of Swords is like, you know what? Don't beat yourself up about this. At least it is in reverse. I'll show it to you upright. This is sleepless nights. This is intrusive thoughts. This is beating yourself up. But when we have it in reverse, this is like, you know what? You need to just relax a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. You just need to relax. You need to maybe meditate. Do some things that really feel good to you. Do some things that make you feel good. And even though this seems like this is like a lot of major things that could happen to you, yeah, but it's gonna flow. It's gonna come to you. It might even come to you in your dreams. But again, don't beat yourself up about it. It's gonna come, it's gonna flow. This is the month to work it out. It might feel like some things are stalled or stagnant, but that's okay. Again, I really feel like this 4 of Cups energy is like, all of a sudden you're gonna look around, you're gonna see this new perspective, you're gonna look around and go, oh, you know what? It was here, it's here all along. And then I can pivot under any and all conditions. Okay, this is perfect for you. You have the ability to pivot under any and all conditions, but most of you are habitual in nature, and your patterns are so well entrenched that at times the fastest path to the joy you seek is for you to take your pivot as you sleep. By reaching for good feeling thoughts before you go to sleep and then experiencing the benefits of the quiet mind that occurs while you sleep, and then upon awakening immediately turning to good feeling thoughts, you can accomplish the ultimate pivoting experience. Oh my gosh, this is the perfect card for you because we had the 9 of Swords come in here reversed. This is about getting good sleep, because otherwise it's sleepless nights, it's things that keep you up. But this is talking about the best way is to set intentions, and you set that intention before you go to sleep, like I am going to have a good night rest, I am going to have dreams, I am going to let my mind work on these problems while I sleep. And when I get up, I'm going to be rested and I'm going to have a great day. And then when you wake up, you set the intention for the day to have a great day. And then you can set the intention for the week to have a great week. And then you set the intention for this month to have a great month. And then all of a sudden, like this says, you have pivoted and you've turned things around. So I think it first starts with finding some balance, not being so focused on work. And maybe you have been because you feel like you need to focus on that because maybe it's not going the best that the 4 of Cups, it's not going the way that you think it should. Well, start finding things that bring you joy, and then it's not going to be such a bad thing anymore. And then you're going to, find momentum in that and move forward and move forward and move forward. And before you know it, you are going to be this King of Pentacles upright, and you're just going to be the best person to work for yourself and for others. You are going to be creating wealth for yourself and for others, and it is going to be wonderful. But again, taking in all of the things that we talked about, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Let's find some balance. Let's bring some joy in. We've got the 6 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles here. The money is going to start flowing once we start finding really your joy, finding your bliss, and dipping into your intuition and what you really want to do and letting go of attachments. So that's what I have for you, Group 3. I hope that you have a fantastic month. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 4. If you picked the Citrine point, you are in the right spot. We're going to start off by asking some questions. I'm going to start with this deck. So current energy, whoa, for Group 4, we have the Six of Swords reversed. So Six of Swords, you can see that he is in a boat and he's kind of like paddling away from something. And I feel like your current energy may be that you're just stuck. You might have some emotions going on, and you may not currently have a full mental picture of everything that's going on. That's actually perfect, because we're going to get some better mental picture of what is going on and where you might want to be, because the Six of Swords came out reversed for you. So it also can talk about there being some sort of storm, kind of like in moving away from that. But and if you've gone through a storm and you don't really know where to move, maybe you are kind of happy where you are, but how can we improve that circumstance? So lessons from the past, and we've got the Nine of Swords reversed. Some more swords cards here, so very cerebral, very maybe some lot of thoughts going on, and especially when we've got the Nine of Swords. But this is in reverse, so it could be lessons from the past, is that you've had some sleepless nights before, you've had some worry before, you've had some intrusive thoughts that have not felt good, and you understand that maybe taking it easy, taking a rest, because the Six of Swords can talk about a rest, letting go of these negative thoughts, like those things are not serving you, and that, you know, helps. That's like the first step to healing, is letting go of those thoughts and kind of recognizing when thoughts are yours and when they're not yours. The next card we have is the Queen of Wands reversed, and this is your current obstacles. So Queen of Wands is actually like a very beautiful card, but when she's in reversed, it's kind of like when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody's happy. So this could actually be a person. Usually the wands relates to fire signs. So we've got Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So this could be like a mature feminine energy, either one of those signs, or somebody who has like a very fiery personality. I'm feeling like backhanded compliments, somebody who is kind of like standing in your way. So we need to figure out how to get around this Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands reversed can also represent you, to like you aren't necessarily thinking about how you can be creative or how you can tap into your creative potential. So queens create, they create things, and it's almost like two creatives here, because the suit of wands is a very creative, passionate suit, and it feels like there's something stalling here with your passion. And when we've got swords, and then we've got this Queen of Wands reversed, it feels like the passion is kind of stalled, and I feel like you're being very logical about it. Like you're not, it's not like, again, it's not keeping you up at night, although it may have in the past. So it's just kind of like, okay, where do we go from here? The love is kind of lost, and not really in the position of like being super exuberant or super excited about any particular thing. First step towards improvement, because we want to improve this, right? We always want to grow. We always want to move forward. That's too many cards. Let's see. First step for improvement, just one card for group 4. And we have, I think this is interesting that we have all of these cards coming out in reverse. The first step to improvement is really kind of, this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is actually the perfect card for starting a new business, starting a new endeavor, starting a new job, starting a new something. I feel like you want this, you want to tap into this energy. You're just not quite sure yet how, or even if that it is available to you. Because again, 6 of Swords, you kind of feel stuck. Like this Ace of Pentacles should be upright, and when it is, like, you feel this, like, again, passion being blocked. You feel like this passion and this joy and this really super excitement. And I'm wondering if you're not exactly sure kind of what direction to go in, so you're not exactly sure where to go. But the first step to improvement would be to start. But it seems like, well, where do we start? Like, of course, I want to start. So, hold on. Well, I will take both of these. Again, very interesting that we're getting all of these things in reversed. These came out for our opportunities. I feel like you really want to work with other people. However, we also have the High Priestess here. The High Priestess is somebody who's very in tune with her intuition. And again, came out in reverse. So I feel like you're feeling alone, that you're not really, like, you have this desire that you want to build something, you're just not exactly sure how to do it. I feel like working with other people is something that excites you, that you're excited about, to like kind of fill in the gaps for the things that you aren't necessarily great at, and maybe they're not exactly great at, but as a team, like, you create these wonderful things. But it seems like it's hard, or it's becoming a stress for you, and you're not exactly sure why. Again, when we've got this High Priestess in reverse, don't worry, I told you we're looking for solutions here. So who can help you? And we have the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is about, okay, so I'm glad we got the 4 of Swords. First of all, 4s are a number of stability. So if you feel like you're not stable, I think the 4 of Swords is coming in here to tell us that you are, and that you are the one who's going to have to dig deep in yourself and really meditate on this subject as to what it is that you really want to go. Because the only reason that you're stuck is because you don't have the direction of knowing where it is that you want to go. There are some really good things happening here. I kind of feel like this is the calm before the storm. I also kind of feel like this is, and kind of like the 6 of Swords reverse says that. And then, I hate to be all like cliche on you too, but the 9 of Swords also, so calm before the storm and darkest before the dawn. So it's just kind of like a time period for you at this moment where kind of things feel like, of course, they kind of feel stuck, but it also kind of feels like there's a chaos kind of around you. And either way, you just kind of like stuck, kind of like almost in the eye of the storm, like things are swirling around you and you're not really sure like where things are going to go or how things are going to land. That's actually really positive for you, because you're just kind of sitting here observing. You're sitting here figuring out what it is that's going to make you feel good, and the direction that you need to take. is to tap into your passion. Like, why is your passion blocked? Why are you not excited about your future or this future endeavor or this possible business? What is it that is making you kind of sit still for a moment and meditate? I feel like you really need to set the intention with when you go to sleep at night or when you meditate that you are going to work on this problem. Like, what is it that is going to excite you? What is it that the perfect career or prosperity or opportunities, what is it that, what do those things look like? And then you're going to need to go and seek those things out. But right now, it is about defining these things for yourself and figuring that out and really kind of pulling at the strings of these thoughts. I said this in another reading, so, but it went completely different. But pulling at these strings and figuring these things out for yourself, because it kind of feels like you need to, you know, all of these cards are saying like, you just need to sit down here for a minute and figure some things out. I know you want to work with other people. I know you want to get set off on like new opportunities, but you don't even know what those new opportunities are to pursue. And that's actually a positive that you're kind of like stuck here at the moment, because at least you're not going down the wrong road. This is a time where you just really need to sit and journal some things out. You need to embrace, almost like we really need to flip this Queen of Wands around, and we really need to flip this High Priestess around. And what is going to do that is tapping into your emotions, tapping into your gut feelings, figuring it out. What is it? Because I kind of feel like you've been going through the motions of whatever you've been doing for so long that you kind of lost touch with why you were doing it. Of course, it is to like pay your bills. Of course, it is to do things like that, but it's just not moving you in the right direction. It's just not getting you that prosperity that you want, that prosperity that you need. And we really need to find your passion. What is it that makes you, that excites you? We need to get some excitement around it. Now, there is a school of thought that is like, you can't be excited about everything. Sometimes you just have to start moving. But I feel like the Four of Swords is talking about sitting here and meditating for a second to figure out that direction. And maybe you aren't going to be super excited once you start moving towards a thing. But once you get that momentum going, you will be. And where is it going to go? Well, that's why we've got the High Priestess here. We've got to dip into your, like, that gut feeling. What is it that you really want to do? Or what is it you always saw yourself, like envision yourself in the future, 5 years from now, a year from now? Where is it that you want to be? And then we're going to start walking towards it. Because even though these cards are reversed, these particular cards here, even though they're reversed, I feel like the energy and the opportunity and the prosperity is available to you once you start walking in that direction. So let's see what the final advice card is. Final advice here for group 4. Six of Cups. Very interesting that this is the final advice card. I feel like you've moved away from your childhood dreams. Maybe it was that you always wanted to be a firefighter, and now you find yourself in like finance classes, and it's like, that's not really what I wanted to be. So part of where you want to go or what you want to do in the future is very much attached to the things that you did in the past, and somehow you've kind of lost your way, and we need to move you back to that. And that is why we need to meditate on that. And I feel like it's not going to be that difficult for you to do once you figure out where it is that you want to go. Of course, like right now, because you're just sitting in one spot and not moving anywhere. And that is okay. There's a lot of work that gets done when we are stagnant that we don't even realize that is being done and kind of being done behind the scenes. That is where we can figure out what we want. That is where we can like plan. That is where we can kind of like, again, do those visualizing exercises. Where do you see yourself 6 months from now? And I really hate this question when I get it in, you know, if you've ever done a job interview and they're like, where do you see yourself in 6 months? Where do you see yourself in a year? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? But these are things that you really need to think about. And actually, you might even think about where a year ago, where did you see yourself? Where was it that you thought you would be by now? You're not behind. There's no behind. And there is a reason why you're here right now and why you feel stagnant. And you've learned things that are very, very important. So don't feel like you're behind. It's just that you need to probably move in a different direction or start moving. Okay, and then I can have money and freedom too. A feeling of being overwhelmed is your indicator that you are denying yourself access to all manner of cooperation that could assist you if you were not disallowing it. As you begin to feel freer regarding the expenditure of time and money, doors will open. People will come to assist you. Refreshing and productive ideas will occur to you. The circumstances and events will unfold. As you change the way you feel, you access the energy that creates worlds. It is there for you, ready access at all times. So I feel like this is like the cherry on top. Don't feel like you have missed anything. You haven't. Don't feel like you are behind. You aren't. You've just been sitting here for a moment. You're going to need to think about where you need to go. And this idea that you could have money and freedom too, that it is accessible to you, is really, really important. I feel like it's really important for you to set the intentions when you meditate or when you go to sleep, that this is what you want and this is where you're going to start to move forward. And then we start getting this energy or this momentum moving behind you and moving in that way. And then you will start finding your passion. That passion will start coming back to you. You'll start getting excited about things and working with other people again. It just seems like, though, like right now, it's just a little like you're stagnant, you're stuck in energy, but that's okay. It's the perfect time for you to meditate on things. It's the perfect time for you to think about where you are. It's the perfect time to think about where you want to be and make those adjustments. So that's what I have for you, Group 4. I hope that you have a fantastic month. And thank you for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.